Hello guys, and welcome to our Open Division Pacific playoff coverage. And this one is gonna be between Bayaba as well as Akihabara and Counts. And I'm pretty excited for this, but in the meantime, our players are just getting ready into the lobby, so we'll give them just little bits to set on up. We'll be right back, guys. In the meantime, just check out that we do have 2 streams coming our way, so give us a second. Okay guys, welcome back, and both our teams are ready to go into the lobby. And our first map actually gonna be of Busan, so this is gonna be an interesting one to begin with. It's gonna be time though for the Pacific playoffs to get started, and it's gonna be Bayaba of Japan, of Korea fame rather, #1 seed versus Akihabara Encounts, which is the one who took that 16th slot. It's gonna be an interesting one. It's Arpen, Naruto, Bono, Ophelia, Amgil, as well as Gyuk Yi. Damn, Korean names, guys. It takes a little bit to get these names pronounced right, but we're gonna do our best job at it. And in the meantime, on the right-hand side, it's Mason, Solo, Maffin, Tomo, Mazlis, and Max, a repeat of yesterday for Akihabara and Count. And the Open Division Pacific truly is just a story of Korea versus Japan right now in terms of those teams. As we do get into our first map, we are going to get confirmation that it is going to be Busan into this one. Up around bracket match #1, guys. And if you do want to check out, there is also a second stream going on. It is Zapagod Daisuke versus Aries Gaming from the Far East Society side. So welcome guys to our first game of the day. It's 2 p.m. here, and it's quite an early time to get into Overwatch. This is going to be an interesting one to begin with, as yeah, we're waiting for the guys setting things up. Story so far, Bayaba almost undefeated in their playoff run. They have been a very hard-working team. All I've heard through the grapevines in terms of scrimbucks, Bayaba is literally loaded in all of that cash money. I've heard they can scrim to up to 6 hours a day from what I know, and I believe these guys are some of the most hardworking in the Pacific scene by this point. Remember, the region lock is gone, so this does mean basically that the Korean side can come back into PAC, a repeat basically of the old days of yore. But right now, the biggest and best hope for the Pacific scene truly is Japan. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, one of those squads alongside many. And feel free to use the resources, those commands should be helping you out to get you up to speed to get a little bit of a rundown on the Pacific scene. You're gonna see so many of the Korean, Japanese flags. There are a lot of teams. We even have a version of their meme team, Sabaga Daisuki, like we said, on the other side. But now it's time to get into this matchup. It'll be BAYABA on the left versus AKIHABARA ENCOUNT on the right. Everything good to go for this match. And yes, that is not a typo, guys. That is truly the name of AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. It is not Encounter. But they'll be going to that high ground already, staying on the southwest side, south side as much as possible. In the meantime, though, there you go. Fire Strike being tossed on out. And Doomfist here for BAYABA to start things off. Reinhardt D.Va has been pretty much the so far in this day and age. Kind of Fire Strike already tossed out. Bono gonna be playing that TM as well. In the meantime, Kyukyuki, he is going to be on that Doomfist. Playing the Doomfist, a little risky to start things off. It's pretty telegraphed what they're trying to do. Look for the setup, look for the punch down, and get that KO. We'll be fixing a few technical issues after this match, so stay tuned. In the meantime, Arpen already on point. And on the flip side, Tomo forces that ice block early. And Max actually first frag onto Kyukyuki, the Doomfist. Yet, like I said, a little too risky in a few instances. Very clunky to move around. Bono doing Arpen, gonna be going out in front. And the two tanks brawling as much as possible. Mason going down. The corner here for AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. Gonna be their demise basically. Max down will get the mech tossed out into the waters. And BAYABA holding steadfast. Gonna be able to hold into this one. There you go. Diana even getting the snipe on to Solo. And so far, so good actually here for BAYABA. They're gonna be able to stay on with the course. And they are holding on to Mecha Base pretty tight so far. So now they swap over to the McCree. Kyukyuki realizing that Doomfist might not work against the composition from AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. It's more or less a mirror matchup into this one, but Kyukyuki gets a hit onto Nomo already. In the meantime, there we go. D-Mech onto Bono. Arpen rampaging Reinhardt, going for as many hits as possible with that hammer, and he has the shatter. Drops down with Mason, brings him to the corner, and it's an RKO out of nowhere. A Fire Strike to actually round things up. A stagger even onto Max. And this is looking good so far. So good here for BAYABA. 61% and counting, showing why they truly are that top seed. Setting things up yet again by the staircase. How will AKIHABARA ENCOUNT respond? And in this competition, oh, that snipe from Ambio. Actually gonna get rid of Tomo. Blizzard now available. Here comes BAYABA pushing on in, deciding, hey, we can go for the bomb rush. And 2 frags on the board. Mazla's trying to go for the sleep dart. Not gonna get much done there. And BAYABA, yet again, so disciplined, so responsible. Got an early pickoff. And this is looking really shaky here for AKIHABARA. It seemed like yesterday they were so potent against NGV. This time they are on the other foot. And there we go with the shatter. Ice block though from Tomo. That ice wall actually getting in the way. Here we go though with the sand barrier. Ophelia way too high up. Doesn't save that May. But a self-destruct here now from Bono might land. And it's a twofer for our Duke D.Va. On to the point we go. We also have Kyukyuki charging up that Deadeye. Sees Max in the air. Self-destruct will not connect. And Mappin as well as Kyukyuki brawling, but Bono getting in the way. The 1v1 turning into a 2v1 showdown. And BAYABA just concentrating fire onto the Reinhardt solo. Trying to go for the sound barrier, but he pretty much just gets himself +2. Mazla sleep dart now connecting, but AKIHABARA ENCOUNT has the back on. Not overtime ticks away. And the Korean squad showing that's why they are that first seed. 1-0 right now. We're starting things off early with a hot round on Mecha Base.
2-0.
I'm just waking up, guys. Waking up. We're all just waking up here. And what's a good way to wake up than with the Overwatch scene itself? The Pacific scene doesn't get too much notice. And unfortunately, there is no official, quote-unquote official stream. Especially even the ZHTW one. But here we are yet again. I remember doing this for the Pacific scene also in 2018. Took a little break, focused on a few different things last year, especially World Cup. But now we're back, and I'm just happy we were getting a lot of supports for this. We were able to convince at least half of the field to allow streams to happen. And hopefully this will be a good stepping stone for them. Remember guys, Path to Pro a lot different this year. 8 teams will be moving into trials, so after 3 rounds we already see who's going to be moving on into the upper echelons of play. But for the time being, BAYABA showing that they are a cut above so far. 2-for-1 trade here. for the blue hand side, looking to position out in the open, and Arpen stabilizing the line. It's gonna be the vanguard here. The blue hand side with initial capture, Bayaba gets that objective. And the funny thing about the Bayaba logo is it's just a Zen crossed out. It seems like they were pretty much thinking about the new meta. Zenyatta still can work in a few instances, but right now it has been the Lucia on the show, and especially on control. You need a little more damage though. The Zen Batiste is a good way to go. Speaking of Batiste, it's Batiste here and now for the blue hand side of Bayaba. Can use the high ground actually with those jump jets and be able to stabilize and stay alive in the forefront. 2-for-1 trade so far, a brawl by the cinema, and this is gonna be a horror show here for AKIHABARA because 5 already go down. Max trying to disengage. And another fight here won by Bayaba. All they need to actually do is brawl. Mechanical skill going in their favor. Looking good so far here for the Korean side. Two ultimates though, looking to go online. App Matrix, gonna be a big one here for Naruto. And Naruto can set things up for Gyukyuki on that McCree. Can just put it in the mid-range line. Trying to figure out where to drop it, and here comes the bullet. It's a hailstorm of lead. Trying to get a takedown or two. Deadeye right here, right now. Ice wall to block. Good play there from Tomo. But in the meantime, the 1v1 between the D.Va, and actually, that is going to be Gyukyuki threading the needle through the window, able to get that takedown. Max in the meantime, self-destruct, does get that amp mate, that I feel rather. And here comes Bono with his own self-destruct, not going to get too much done. Good flashbang there, actually preventing the remake. And the blue hand side of Bayaba yet again holding steadfast. It seems like they don't even need their Reinhardts to keep their lines in check. Mason now might get frozen and does so. He charges out of line of sight. The sand barrier doesn't reach a poor Reinhardt. Could have just stayed on. But still, it's an even fight so far. 2-for-2 trade. They use the Blizzard to stall for time to allow Arpen to come back into the fold. And he has the shatter. One stylish move might be able to get the stun of the century. And there you go, Mayana to the floor. Bayaba leading the charge so far. 2-for-1 trade yet again, and Bayaba has shown that they are gonna be able to hold into the alleyways. They do get the remake on the max. They take care of Map, and Mason dropping on to the point as well. Solo going down. And Bayaba has truly proven to us why they are that first seed. They take Busan by storm 2-0.
Play of the game.
Play of the game goes over to Arpen on that Reinhardt. And what's a way there for our Bayaba squad. They have shown that they truly are at the top of the top. And there you go, Busan going their way in this match. Yes, Busan confirmed. Bayaba takes that one. Only need 2 more maps to take our win. In the meantime, Hybrid will be chosen up here by AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. And just what a showing there, honestly, from the Bayaba squad. They have been able to outmaneuver their opponents. They were just always in their face. They were always fighting in the front lines. And even without that Reinhardt, they were able to hold, basically, with the May Blizzard. They stalled for time. And it was so unfortunate. Mason actually charging, thinking he would be safer that way. But the sand barrier just doesn't reach our Reinhardt on the red-hand side. And AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, a lot of work cuts out for them to begin with. Due to the fact that, well, this is the first seed. When you're fighting against the first seed, it's always a difficult matchup to begin with. But it is a double elimination bracket, guys. You need to check that one out. We do have commands for that set on up. And right now, AKIHABARA ENCOUNT trying to designate which map they're gonna go on. It took me a while. I was like, when I cast some Korean teams, I was looking into how to pronounce their names. So there are 2 ways, guys, to learn how to pronounce the Korean names properly for a broadcast. The first one's pretty obvious. You ask whoever can speak English on their side. Usually it's their manager who books English scrims, or some of them do have a basic understanding. But the other way to go about it is you put their name on Google Translate. How do you do that? Well, if you have like something like Balify, you can copy paste it. If you have only images, you gotta find a way to take that text off. But yeah, you put it on Google Translate and you make it say it in Korean, so you just know how to say it basically in English. But anyway, we have our map confirmed. It is gonna be King's Row. That's a great talking point right there. But in this matchup, guys, we of course asked Bayaba for basically the whole playoffs. We want to make sure that they are properly represented. They do have designations just to be able to show that these guys are going to be the future of the scene. But there you go, Kings Row now coming our way. It is going to be the side of Bayaba on the attack. AKIHABARA and counter are going to be on that defense instead. And a 1-0 advantage as we move into Kings Row. It is going to be streets of London to go for the fight yet again. It's going to be a fun one. We've seen in Kings Row that so many of these matchups have gone down to the wire because everyone knows how to play Kings Row. And let's get back into this upper bracket round number 1 coming your way. AKIHABARA on the left, Bayaba on the right. We'll see who will take this map. So welcome back, guys, to our Pacific playoff coverage. And don't forget to keep tuning on in today. This will go all day. So the thing about the matches in the Open Division, there is a 2-hour interval to make sure everything is done. So our next default time will be at 4 p.m., which is around an hour and 45 from the point I'm talking in right now. We don't know how long these matches are gonna go, but this gives them a lot of time to prepare for the next one. If we get the match early, of course, we will broadcast as soon as possible. We'll keep this broadcast on all day with as much as we can, as well as, which was idle time. Hopefully, just cut that down. So the real clincher here is if we get long series, then we are going to get our times worth. If we get a short one, well, we're going to be here for a little bit of a wait. But Bayaba is trying to make sure that this match is not going to go the long haul. A very dominant 1-0 there on Busan. By this point in time, it's Naruto on the Ana. We also have Gyokyuki playing that Doofus yet again. And it seems like Bayaba is always testing the waters into this one. They're looking to make sure that they can get a potential punch, a potential pick at the very start of the matchup. And there you go already, Arpin taking care of Mason. Rocket Punch not getting much though. Sleep Dart connecting onto that Diva. Bono completely ignored. But the front line, the ground game here for Bayaba, just decimating their path yet again. Max dropping on down. The Diva being bounced around. The Reinhardt hammer swinging away. And Max turns into a home run. The Fire Strike connecting. First stick now taken. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT hanging on into the back line. Will they actually contest? Will they try to re-engage? It seems like the pub gonna be their saving grace. They will wait on for the dead to come back to life. And with 5:43 on the clock, this is a big time back here for Bayaba. Scrimbucks, guys. Scrimbucks all throughout. And Bayaba has shown that they are very well practiced into this one. Doofus Reaper now our composition here for the red hand side. They are going to be looking to play that CQC, making sure that they can dominate pretty much the alleyways of Kings Row. But they do need to deal with Tomo and that May. Ice will not coming online here and now. And Arpin as well as Gyokyuki able to get 2 frags on that board. Doofus actually goes for that 2-for-2 trade so far. And it's such a strong show yet again from Bayaba. It's the Doofus show all throughout. Finally, getting value. Alleyways are abound, are just easy frag opportunities. Anyway though, Ophelia getting the Boopmon down onto Max, and here comes the push from the side of Bayaba. They cleared the first and second corners pretty easily. Usually you see the contester on that S-bend, but AKIHABARA ENCOUNT will have to hang on back yet again. And it seems like AKIHABARA has been forced to the back of the line all throughout this series. We'll see if they can actually go for the push. I've seen them play a lot more aggressive before, but right now they're like whimpering children into the wind. But here we go though with a shatter from Arpin. Counter shatter here from Mason. Does get a stun onto 2. They get 3 frags on the board. Mason now, Nana boosted up, and they're holding out for a hero. And AKIHABARA ENCOUNT seems like they are gonna get it self-destruct right here right now from Bono. Not gonna get much done. Doofus punch though from behind. Mason actually getting the magnetic field on to Gyokyuki, but it's just not enough. Gyokyuki still in this fight. 1v1 on the Divas, the slowest 1v1 of them all. Maffin right now coming on back with that McCree. And Arpin getting in his space. Flashbang actually blocked up. Quick reflexes there with the shield. Self-destruct in the back line. Will be able to secure the D-Mech. But a sound barrier here now from Ophelia. And here comes the Death Blossom, courtesy of Ambio. Payload gonna get captured here by Bayaba yet again. 5:15 on the clock. And this is a big one here. Anyway though, Blizzard is available here for the side of AKIHABARA. And they will find a small reprieve into this clash. They are going to be hanging on back yet again to the high ground. Max goes. And here for Akihabara, they're looking to just make sure that these corners are hotly contested all throughout. Blizzard right now coming online. Here courtesy of Chomo, disengaged from Bayaba. In the meantime, Naruto, Fire Grenade connecting onto the main. Pauses that Nana boost out in front. And the Doofus getting a pick yet again. Make that 2. 3 frags on the board here for Bayaba. Into the back line we go. And Gyukyuki showing the power of melee, showing the power of the fist is still strong if you know how to play it right. And from what I've heard, the complaints basically about Doomfist are what? It's a little clunky now to play, it's a little slow on the trigger, but if you get the punch to connect, well, that is gonna be a good show there. Solo right now though with that sound barrier. Ninja Striker as well from Cookie. Shatter right now coming online, twin stuns on board. Mason, Nana boosted up. And here we go with that self-destruct from Bono, looking to land on that. Mason though still hiding from the side. Here comes Mappin, trying to charge on in. D-Mech is there though onto Max. The Tracer goes down. And the only one left gonna be Tomo. He's trying his best, not gonna be enough. And in the end, it is gonna be the red hand side of Bayaba taking this one yet again. Full cap here and now for the red hand side. We are gonna go to a second round, but this is looking pretty dicey here for Akihabara. They're gonna need to pick things up because that time bank is looking oh so scary. Korean Open Division Tier 2. You know, look, Pacific is always gonna be that quote-unquote Korean number 2 scene by this point without the region lock in effect. So the real task right now of every and all Pacific teams is to try and win things out, is to try to show that these Pacific countries still do belong in the Overwatch ecosystem. It is a tough task here, but I've seen so many hopefuls, I've seen so many teams actually show up in full force. But right now it is the Bayaba show, 3:50 on the clock. It has been a very dominant affair so far. Usually we see it's Mason who does the bullying, but this time it is gonna be a small fish in a big pond. By this point, Arpin has shown his worth, has shown his stuff. And right now the red hand side looking to regroup. They are going to be playing that Ashe actually here for Amgo. So we are losing a few frames in the game since the temperature is actually really hot outside. So it's highly unfortunate, but Toman right now will be playing that Mei here. Solo actually deciding maybe go for the break, not gonna happen. Onto the Reaper we go. So Mei Reaper, a little bit of a blast from the past, gonna be that older patch. It's even gonna be that Moira. So all about that brawl, still the Diva, a pick to go on, making sure that any hit scan is neutered, allows so much mobility with those thrusters on. In the meantime though, Solo looking to get in position with the rest of his team, ferrying everyone to the right hand side. And by this point in time here, we go with the shots yet again. Maslis though keeping the top up on the Moira, and we keep looking to sustain as much as possible. Still on the forefront, Ice Wall is set on up. Mason actually getting sleep guarded there. Arpin though frozen on yet again. Somo in the meantime, Ice Block is gonna keep him alive. And the brawl contested onto the point, but Mason actually getting the sweep, taking care of Arpin along the way. Max, even with the kill. A 2-for-1 trade to part 3-for-none trade actually here for the side of Akihabara Encounts. And they finally get the good fight they're looking for. They finally are able to get onto that point and win things out all true. Interesting enough though. Interesting enough, they will hold on to that coalescence, looking to charge things as much as possible. And there you go, the blue hand side now with that capture. Payload activated by this point in time, and the coalescence is available here for Mazless. We'll see though how the blue team of Akihabara will go for the push to the high ground. We go for Max, trying to fend off Bono, forcing that Red Diva to move around, but it's just not gonna happen. Now push comes to shove, gets the boop on. Coalescence here from Mazless as well. Information gonna be into the forefront instead of the backlines instead. And basically that's what the Diva perch is for, making sure that all the information and the movement is called by Bayaba. Speaking of Bayaba right now, they go for that Blizzard as well as the Bob. Death Blossom though in behind Maffin turning around, but Arpin actually getting 2 with the pin. 3 frags on the board right here, right now. Shatter is available. And Solo trying to retreat. This is not going to be enough though. In the meantime, Fire Strike is available here for Arpin. Self-destruct online here for Bono as well. We'll see though how this is going to pan out for this next defense as Bono charging on in. To the high ground we go yet again. Max in the meantime ready with that self-destruct, but Mappin actually could get shut down there. Twin bombs coming online, and it's time to go for the explosions from both sides. Massless though pushing on in. Here comes AKIHABARA Encounnt. Mason though actually gonna get a stun onto the flank, and 2 will go down already. Looking good so far here for the Japanese squad. Bona actually trying to keep things up as well. And by this point in time, it's gonna be that D.Va flying around. Bono quite low, might fall here and now. It's looking pretty dicey for BAYABA. They're gonna be unable to hold into this forefront. And now 3:40 on the clock. AKIHABARA finally getting the push that they're looking for. Seems like though, yep, we are gonna be rethinking a few things after this. But anyway, the push comes to shove. Here comes AKIHABARA Encounnt. They're trying to get closer and closer to the opposition. But by this point in time, it's going to be the Reinhardt staying on. Here we go with the Bob yet again. And Amvio looking to set things up. Push onto Max. Gets the D-Mech there. Ice Wall in behind. The D.Va falling so quickly. And it's not even laughing matter by this point. The Reinhardt right now going for that Fire Strike. Shatter is available here for BAYABA. And overall, a good, easy retake onto this defense. Anyway though, Reinhardt swings are abound. To the high ground we go with Bono. Icicles being tossed out as well. Here comes the push yet again from Mason. The Reinhardt trying to get closer and closer to the field. Here comes the Shatter though, doesn't get much done. A little too far off on the angle. And a sound barrier here from a field. Keep the red hand side, stops up into this game. Push leading to the Shatter shield, actually going down. Self-destruct though into the air, and Bono landing the kill onto Mason. The poor Reinhardt caught in no man's land will get taken down there. And BAYABA yet again holding steadfast. They have been able to make sure that the second point of King's Row is hotly contested on all sides. And you can really see the aggression here for the Red Hand team in terms of their defense. They're trying to cut off all kinds of approaches. They're making sure that it is a one choke system. And anyway, Tomo right now setting things up with the ice wall, but they don't expect the bomb being tossed onto the right hand side. Blizzard right now looking to land on down. That is going to be a freeze on to Yuki. And here we go with the Shatter yet again. Mason actually stunning for push comes to shove. Here we go with the charge. And it's 3 frags on the board for AKIHABARA. Arpen doing the same to Mason, but it's a last stand here for our poor Reinhardt. Ophelia in the meantime stalling for time. But that Lucio going to be the last one out for this taxi. We'll see though if BAYABA can actually contest yet again, but that was really good there from AKIHABARA. The stun from Mason, able to stop things in this defense. And anyway, Tomo now with a few ice skills yet again. Mason gonna be going back into the front line. And here comes the coalescence from Massless. It's all about the brawl here and now from the side of AKIHABARA. They are deciding to whip out that Death Blossom as well. Big fire grenade though, courtesy of Naruto. The Reaper trying to get on. Now it's Arpen now the target. They're trying to get that Reinhardt. And Massless actually getting the kill overall. This is gonna be AKIHABARA Encounnt, showing that they still belong in this match. Pale gonna get captured. 2:27 on the clock. Anyway though, the blue hand side of AKIHABARA gonna be holding to this corner yet again. Mason gonna be holding up that shield. Still though, Arpen right now with the fire strike. And the red hand side looking to defend yet again. BAYABA though gonna be by that corner. In the meantime, Max and Bono still staying on. Brawl between the two divas. Here we go with the Bob. And Nano boosted up Ophelia. He's on the brig right now. It seems like BAYABA has decided that, hey, we're gonna go for that CQC. Make sure that the Reaper and the Mei are caught in check. Because this has to be AKIHABARA closing the gap against BAYABA. So a good pick here actually to get some stuns going. Anyway though, Arpen right now, hammer swings are bound. There we go with the fire strike yet again. He is coming close to that Shatter. In the meantime, self-destruct as well as Blizzard here and now for the side of BAYABA. And with a minute 30 on the clock for AKIHABARA, this is looking pretty dicey. Max though dropping down. Massless yet again with that coalescence this time though will get stunned by Arpen. And the push comes to shove yet again here for the red hand side. And BAYABA cutting all the lines in the world. They have said, hey, we're first priority, we're the first seed. And they are going to be able to get another swing of things in their favor. It's like a tango, it's like a dance. And BAYABA has been the lead all throughout. I mean, it's 2 on the clock, so by this point in time, the Blizzard as well as Sound Barrier both ready to go here for AKIHABARA. They're trying to get closer and closer to the high ground goes Max. brawl onto Bono. They get the freeze on, but here comes the Blizzard actually onto the ground side, and Mason kept alive by that sound bear. Unfortunately, Mazes has gone down. Blizzard still available here for Tomo, tossing it down. And here comes the freeze yet again. The Reinhardt in a bad spot. Arpin will go down. And here comes the rally from Ophelia. It's time to brawl yet again. 30 seconds left though. And the blue hand side gonna have this last chance. They are gonna be able to regroup, sure, in their spawn, but they're getting spawn capped pretty heavily so far. Mason even thought the dynamite is there. He's burning on up. Ambio with that bob, but Maffin out of nowhere swaps over to the Widowmaker, able to get sniped onto that Ashe. Looking for the Ana as well. Max in the meantime for that retreat. Just getting in the face of Bob, but the self-destruct is there. Gets the connection, doesn't get any kills, but that's pretty vital damage all throughout. Overtime not ticking away. Here we go with a self-destruct. Max gonna be able to get two after that stun. Mazzles in the meantime. Nanoboost is available, and AKIHABARA ENCOUNT trying to punch their ticket into this third point. D-Mech onto Bono. They even get the punch on. Diva going down. Bayaba will have to regroup and recoup. Doofus trying to make things a little better here. On the flip side though, a McCree for Ambio. Gonna be able to get that pick off onto Chomo. Spawn advantage sure in favor of Bayaba, but the Doofus can come back into the fights a little earlier on. Still though, match continues with Bono now. He's trying to get in the face of Maffin. Wants to make sure that the Widowmaker is not having the clear sight lines. He's looking for a shatter, beautifully done by Arpin. Here comes the push yet again. Two frags on the board. Mason has to stay by the payload, and that lone Reinhardt will go down. That's gonna be Bayaba taking another one by storm. And they will take the 2-0 advantage into this. One more map, and they will be able to take the series with a sweep. Will it be that case? As play of the game goes over to Arpin, he has shown that his Reinhardt is something that you need to watch out for. Is that Shatter connecting, decimating the lines of AKIHABARA ENCOUNT. Cards all abound, there you go. Bayaba taking two of them. That Ashe value pick actually from Ambio working out in their favor. It seems like the dynamite was being tossed, but overall Bayaba not really needing to bring out the Mei till the very end of that. The confirmation is there. Busan, King's Row both going in favor of Bayaba so far. We'll be waiting on for our map number 3 from AKIHABARA in just a bit. But that was just a good try there from AKIHABARA. They were looking to actually fight, and they showed their moxie on that first point. But on that second, after just getting beaten back, Bayaba finally found their groove again. And on Bayaba's offense, it really was just such a steamroll to begin with, such a big time back. There was a small chance from AKIHABARA by the end, but it was just way too much to handle. So guys, we'll be right back. We're just going to be taking a little bit of a halftime break, and we'll make sure that we can get back into the action right away as AKIHABARA picks up that next map. Welcome back, guys, and yes, Bayaba now with the 2-0 advantage. It seems like we are going to get Rialto for our third map. And what can Akihabara actually do in this matchup to shut things down? They actually decided to go a little more old school with that Reaper, with the Mei, and play the CQC game. You can see those quick coalescence there from Mazless, but it just wasn't enough. And what can really stop Bayaba? We're going to try to find out as we move into Rialto. We got confirmation that it is going to be map number 3. And into the match we go. Bayaba will be on that first attack yet again. It seems like they're feeling the momentum and they're feeling the confidence in their bones. In the meantime, Akihabara will be on that defense. We'll see if they can actually hold the tide that is Bayaba into this first part of the map. Or will it be the Korean show yet again? So guys, this is only our first match of the day. We're going to be looking into more or less everything we do to make the stream better. And we're going to be looking into the next few matches by around 4 p.m. default time as soon as possible. But let's focus on the action here. AKIHABARA ENCOUNT, they're down 2-0, but they still have a chance at this. It's all about that reverse sweep. It's all about trying to turn things around. And the real question is, can they do so? Attack gonna come online very soon, and it seems like the defense will be running that Widowmaker on Maffin. He showed that he can actually play that Widowmaker pretty well, surprise picks at the end of King's Row. But here on Rialto, gonna be a lot better in this regard. It's just basically playing the alleyways, playing the plaza, a lot of backline potential for Maffin to move around the map in. But on the flip side, it's going to be that dive competition here on Rialto. Now, I've seen this before, usually on defense as well. You can stay on that first point by the corner, jump up to disengage, drop down to engage. And on the flip side, you can basically do the same on the offense. Jump up to try and set things up. And you can see that Arpen is already ready in position. All he needs to do now is go for the drop on down and make sure that this team is on point with the rest of the plan. Anyway, though, the brawl is gonna keep on coming here, and now Bono charging onto the right-hand side. The Widowmaker looking for a snipe or two. Here comes a leap on in from Arpen, and Mason actually deciding to try and get that charge, but it's not gonna happen. Solo quite low, and unfortunately, Kyukyuki gonna be able to get that kill onto Mazdas. It seems like the two supports were trying to keep each other alive, but it just didn't happen. And by this point in time, Bayaba will be putting that Baby Diva on payload duty. The push coming to a shove already. There you go with a takedown yet again, and Bayaba clearing that first corner. Objective completed basically here for the Korean squad. You can really see how quick they are able to react. They noticed that the Reinhardt disengaged, moved for the charge, they went to the Brig. The Brig was quite low, but they found another opportunity onto Mazes on that Ana. They went for the Ana, and they got that takedown. And speaking of takedowns, here we go, concentrating on the Mazes yet again. The Ana smushed into base. Arpen gonna be leaping over to the other side. That Mason turns around, gets the clock on, and that is literally jumping into a wall by that point. Beautiful eat there from Bono, chomping the Blizzard from Tomo, even getting the kill onto the main. And that one has to sting. Naruto in the meantime, keeping the beam on. Mason gonna be that target. Nano boost is available, tosses it onto that Reinhardt, and it's time to try and bring around the Rosie and look for the peel, look for some movement against that Reinhardt. So the Arpen back into the fight. Here comes the Winston. Final Rage is popped. We have a Genji here, and now for Gyukyuki. He gets his Dragon Blade on. It's a 2-for-1 trade so far. That armor actually mitigating all that damage. It takes so long for Solo to die. But eventually the Winston and the Genji are able to get that kill. Self-destruct into the bridgeway. Arpen will get taken down. Ophelia with a sound barrier. And Bayaba is really scrapping into this match. It seems like they are trying a little bit of a variance. They are looking to play this a little differently. They're on that Genji. They're on that Zyve. And they're playing a little more riskily, basically, against their opponent. Eventually, they are going to be able to get that first checkpoint. It was such a scrap to begin with. But anyway, here comes the push. Ophelia actually getting frags. That Lucio taking the takedowns there. Anyway, though, yep, we have the red hand side moving around. Still that Doomfist. Major Strike is available. Still almost lands down onto the pulse bomb. Doesn't get it. And Somo, in the meantime, just trying to mobilize. It's a Tracer right here, right now for Akihabara, looking to make sure that this backline is basically always on the toes. We'll see right now if Tomo can get some value. So in a composition like this, we do have a dive for Bayaba, but with the Tracer and AKIHABARA side, they can force 1v1s on that payload. And now the Coalescence is available here and now. Looking for the beam on, sees Maslevs, wants to go for the Ana already. And it's gonna be a landing zone that is designated. Solo the target, gets the kill on the Brig. On the flip side though, the Genji yet again here for Gyukyuki. And Bayaba has turned from a scrap into playtime. The first point, a lot more contestable, a lot more fights in AKIHABARA, but by this point in time on the second, it seems like it is going to be a wounded dog limping their way home, because that's going to be the point even captured, and it's time for the Dragon Blade yet again. Slash dash action, getting really nothing much of value. Mazda sure will get staggered. But Bayaba has already been able to get the push that they needed. On to the third point we go, Arpen leaping into the forefronts. And by this point in time, with the Crown Rage available, we'll see if Winston can actually get some value here. As in the third point, it is a lot more close, it is a lot more clustered, and there aren't really as many dive opportunities compared to the first two parts of this map. But the punch does connect onto Mason, rally into the back line. Self-destruct is there as well. Mason actually able to guess that trajectory well. Good tracking there. And now it's time for the Reinhardt to show his mettle. Shatter comes online. Death Blossom here from Maffin as well. And AKIHABARA can finally take a fight properly in their favor. A notch under their belts. Mason and Maffin making it happen. And let's check that one out again on the replay cam. Oh, that's the wrong one there. That was from yesterday, apparently. Seems like our replay is not working as of yet. But nope, no one saw that. Samvar here available though for Ophelia. And we'll see how this red hand side is going to get this push going. In the meantime, though, it is going to be a Reinhardt now for Arpen. He wants to be able to brawl against his opponent. He wants to be able to fight for their lives. And now the self-destruct available here for Max. In the meantime, we do get that sound barrier, and Bayaba deciding, hey, we can just go all the way deep. Self-destruct in behind. Max gonna try to go for a kill, but the Hail Mary toss doesn't get much done. Coalesces right here, right now. The Moira keeping the beam on, and it's a 4C9 by that point to keep the fight onto that right door. And Naruto deciding, hey, I can push this payload, I can push with my team with the Coalescence, and I can be all around the map.
Switching sides.
In the meantime, there you go already. We'll get a little bit of the swap action. And AKIHABARA and Count, they need to make sure that they get this full cap if they do want a future in the upper bracket. Remember guys, this is still a double elimination setup, so even if a team loses right now, there still is a chance for them to come back from the scenes down below. We'll see though how this is gonna go basically for our two squads. And today is what is today? Today is the 15th of February. It has been Hearts Day yesterday. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday then. But now it's time to get back to work. And AKIHABARA is thrust into the field by this point. In the meantime though, we'll reset up the refit buffer. And AKIHABARA Encounts, running that Reinhardt Diva yet again. In the meantime, it is going to be Arpen and Bono back on the Rein Diva. They're not going to be playing that Winston on first point. They are not going to do the drop down action. Instead, it is Arpen basically that stop gate, that door holder, making sure that corner is hotly contested. On the flip side though, I think Amgyo and Gyukyuki have swapped heroes. It is going to be the Genji here now for that fifth member, Gyukyuki on the Doomfist. We've seen him before onto that one. But on the flip side, Maffin actually going to go for that McCree. Somo on that Sombra, trying to think about how this competition is going to go. Doomfist Reaper actually here for AKIHABARA. They are going to look to utilize the corners, utilize the alleyways to their advantage. But brawl onto this bridge already. Potential for Bono to actually get the boops on. In the meantime, to the high ground we go. Just finding where Maffin is going to go. Shadow Step completely telegraphed. And the Reaper caught before any value was done. Now, in the meantime, Gyukyuki with that first frag of Mason trying to go for that fire strike. But Bayaba just wins the clash pretty cleanly. Nothing much there. If the Reaper can't be into the front line, can't get close, well, he won't really get much done in the first place. Anyway, though, yep, the Reinhardt backing on out, and Bayaba will give a little bit of credence in respect to Akihabara. They are gonna go on to the more standard corner, just trying to go for a few pokes or two, as the Japanese squad have decided to 6-man their way on that payload. In the meantime, though, Arpen now gonna be greeting Akihabara Encounnt, but the only way he knows how, with the hammer swings to the face. Bono giving chase, wants to go for that D.Va in behind. In the meantime, though, the Doofus trying to disengage into the back line, and Mason marching forward. Here comes the push. Nano Blade is out and about, and that is going to be slice and dice action here for Amgo. 3 frags on the board for Bayaba. It has been a solid showing so far, even making the Genji work. Bayaba has proven their flexibility, proven that they can play old and new metas. And with 2:10 on the clock, Akihabara is running out of hopes. They might have to say a little prayer for us into this one. Basically, Bayaba is just looking to min-max as much as they can. They're playing front forward, they're even playing that high ground just to make sure they can get a few pokes safely. Even the Reinhardt getting in on that action, has the shatter available. Arpen might be trying to bait something out here. One big stun might turn things around, and the Lucio just wall riding to a good degree. So though, that's gonna be the Genji going on standby right here, right now. Ophelia keeping the top up on, self-destruct on that high ground. Will it actually get some kills? Doesn't seem to be the case, but Maffin with the first frag already. 2 kills on the board for this Reaper. The Doofus right now gonna be the target. Can Gokyuki stay alive? Seems like it is not gonna be the case, but they do get the trade on the solo, and it's time for Amgo to stall for time alongside Bono. Self-destruct is available. There we go, the BMX already. Akihabara Encounts finally getting the push that they need through to the plaza. They're looking to get closer and closer to this first checkpoint, but they are running out of time. Bayaba already in position to go for that last-ditch effort defense. And you can really see how quick they retake. They played so forward, so at the very least, at the very last, they are going to have one more contest at it for sure. And here comes the Dragon Blade, self-destruct there as well. Death Blossom in behind, 3 for 2 trades so far. And overall, Bayaba having the advantage. Can they mop up? That's going to be the real question, as Max giving chase against the Genji. Wants to go for Ambio right now. Not going to get it. There you go, the peel courtesy of Yukyuki. And this baby D.Va trying to get on away. We'll take that mid back. Might be playing in No Man's Land. Maffin already onto the Tracer. And Akihabara Encounter has realized that they are running out of time into this one. 30 seconds left. Arpen. Hammer swings are abound. And here comes the push here for the side of Bayaba. They are going to be all the way out in front yet again. And unfortunately, no more Tracer here from Maffin means that the Ninja Cap isn't going to be a factor. Instead, Tomo actually punching his ticket into the back line. The D.Va gonna be there as well. Rally here and now gets the stun on. And then Nana boosted Doofus looking for a punch or two. Meteor Strike looking to land on down, but it's the Rocket Punch connecting onto Solo instead. Overtime not taking away. Maz is looking for a target or two. Arpen right now goes for that shatter, but he goes down as well. And Mason Max onto the point. Here comes Bono now trying to come back to the objective. Ophelia gonna be there as well. Stun now connecting onto 3. And Mason able just to mop up Amgo now with that Dragon Blade. Will not get much done. And in the end, Akihabara Encounter finding the advantage, finding their footing, gonna be able to get this capture here. And now by this first point, Bayaba giving respect, and we'll have to fight another day onto that second point. Even the pin onto Gyukyuki. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Akihabara Encounter still breathing a few more breaths. They are going to be into this fight yet again, and here comes the push from Mason by this point in time. Still though, Max now going to that high ground yet again. A few more shots coming our way. That D.Va versus D.Va matchup always going to be a slow one to just get some charge on. And speaking of the charge, Tomo poking a little bit. Wants to go for a punch or two. Doesn't get it. He has the Meteor Strike available though. And Akihabara Encounter trying to push all the way to this corner. Yuben might be the good way to go. And I feel it right now. Soundfire available. Charge is there though. And Bayaba deciding it's time to open the floodgates yet again. They are going to be a river looking to flow into the hearts and minds of Akihabara Encounter. On the flip side though, Colas is available here for Mazless. They are trying to turn things around by this point, using this Coalescence as a tool for destruction. But the real question is, can they make it happen? Now it's going to be a Tracer here for Tomo. We'll see if it's going to be anyhow effective yet again. It hasn't really gotten much playtime, much gotten credence. But now it is going to be a punch connecting onto Tracer immediately. Arpen though into the front line. Shatter now coming our way. Massless will go down. And Bayaba, actually 3, 4, 5 frags onto this bridgeway. It seems like they have a toll to collect, and it is going to be the lives of AKIHABARA ENCOUNT so far. By this point in time, a little bit of a disengage. AKIHABARA gonna have one last chance at this. Sandfire gonna be online here for solo, but beyond that, it's gonna be the shatter of Mason that is truly gonna be their hope and a prayer yet again. There's a little bit of action from the side. We do have the Ana on that high ground. Into the beat lane we go! And Bayaba just mopping up early into this fight. Well, sure, this is gonna be a cleanly done engagement. This does allow AKIHABARA one last chance at this. Overall, though, the quality of the push will get stifled. This will be do or die time here and now for the Japanese squad, and someone might have to actually sacrifice their life to get on that payload. Mason right now going for that shatter, gonna be able to get a stun onto 2. Sees Diana, wants to go for Naruto, but Ophelia getting the boop onto Masters Arpen with the peel, and as overtime ticks away, it seems like Bayaba is quality control in full effect. Max right now with the self-destruct, but that is gonna be a bomb going in favor of Bayaba, and they will take this series 3-0.
Play of the game.
Play of the game goes over to Ophelia, and that has to be that flurry of kills by the tail end, even getting the boop down. Sandfire from the side, very well executed. Gets the boop onto Max, drops down that Diva. That's a lot of kill participation for that Lucio. Yes, this does confirm that Bayaba gonna be moving on to the next round of the upper brackets. In the meantime, it is gonna be AKIHABARA down below, waiting on against the loser of Sabagod as well as Ares Gaming. But there you go, guys. Confirmation of our first 3 maps. It is Busan, Kings Row, and Rialto, all taken here by Bayaba. What a good show from the Korean squad. And you can really see why they are that first seed. So thank you guys for tuning in on this first match. We're going to be looking to get another one very, very soon. Overall, though, that was really just Bayaba proving that they are that first seed for a reason. AKIHABARA will have to claw their way out to try and find a revenge match against them. But AKIHABARA was able to bring him to Moxie, especially on Kings Row and Rialto. Busan, a complete wash to many, but it really turned around when the payload was a factor. So maybe, just maybe, that AKIHABARA really enjoys those kinds of matchups. They are very, very flexible with their strategies in terms of the payload. But on the flip side, Bayaba does have a lot of creativity. The last defense on Rialto, putting the Lucio on the slide as well, able to get some boobs. Good peel after the stun. A little bit of bait, actually. It's like, hey, stun us, this is free, and surprise, surprise, here comes the rest of the reinforcements. It seems like if Bayaba has these tricks in their bag, well, this is gonna be a good time for them to move into trials. And I wouldn't really be surprised if they take one of those 8 slots. Now, in terms of pricing for Open Division, the first 4 teams actually get some prize money, and then 5 to 16 do get 20 Blizz bucks each. So it is a lot more supported in this regard in terms of pricing. And if you guys did participate in Open Division this season, well, you will get that player icon and spray combo that is to come for this year. Anyway, though, guys, you might want to check out that second stream at twitch.tv/FES, twitch.tv/Far East Society, rather. It's the whole thing. Use the command second stream to get into that one, and I'll be seeing you guys really soon for our next match. Just wait on for that, and I'll see you guys into the next one.